Hello guys! Today we are going to learn how to draw this beautiful cupcake using only Procreate default brushes. I will guide you through all the steps and I'm sure that at the end you'll be able to create a beautiful draw. These are the canvas settings, and if you enjoy content like this, please consider liking and subscribing. Let's start drawing the sketch. For this, let's draw a circle. And I will just adjust its shape here. Let's draw a line this side and the other side too. And the base of the cupcake. We can make these corners a little rounder. And let's draw a base for our cream. Let's draw a format like this. And just making it a little bigger. And I will also erase this excess. Let's draw the second part of the cream. And the part on the top. Now we can start drawing the cherry. And the cherry stem. We can now adjust it for the canvas. Just remember to select uniform and adjust the size. I will also change its opacity. Now with the same HB brush, we can start adding the details. Create another layer. Start drawing the wrapper. Let's also add this base part. I will use Liquify to adjust its format. Just making some adjustments. With and without the adjustments. And now let's close this part here. Draw some lines. And do the same this other side. Let's also add some folds inside the wrapper. Draw them always following the tip of these curved details that we did in this upper part. And here in the middle, we will do differently. Let's add 2 strokes. This will give the impression that this wrapper is folded. Here we will draw a part of the cake and add some more details to the wrapper. This part won't show in this perspective. And the other side of the cake and some more details of the wrapper. I will select now this soft brush eraser and we will erase just this part near the bottom to make it a little softer. Now let's draw the cream. Using our base shape, let's start drawing some lines like this. It can be a little confusing, but if you just follow along, you'll do fine. Let's add this second part too. And let's draw the top part. Now let's just unselect the base sketch and add some more lines to the cream. Now, let's just enable the sketch and create another layer. And in this layer, let's draw our cherry. And the cherry stem. And this detail here. Let's also erase this small detail here. And now we can return to the cupcake layer and erase these details that are behind the cherry. Our line art is done. We can start coloring. Let's just group these two layers. Create another layer and drag and drop this layer under the Lineart. Go to the Lineart and with the automatic selection, select the background part and invert. The color palette of the cupcake you can find in the description. Let's select this color, return to this layer and fill layer. Let's just blur it a little, 2%. Create another layer, clipping mask. Adjust its opacity to 8% and select this color. With the soft brush, let's paint in this part here, the upper part of the wrapper. Create another layer, clipping mask, select this color, and with the Studio Pen brush, let's contour the cream part, so later we can fill with this color blue, all this part with the cream. And drag and drop the color. Create another layer, clipping mask, select this red, and let's do the same to fill the cherry. And now the stand. For this, create another layer, clipping mask, and select this brown. And let's paint it. Create another layer, clipping mask, and set it to multiply. Let's select this color and the Tara layer brush, and let's paint in the wrapper area some texture. Now select this blue and in the same layer add some more texture to the cream. and this red to add texture to the cherry. Now we can adjust its opacity around 50%. Go to the Lineart layer and clip a mask, Alpha Lock, and let's paint the Lineart. Select this color, and can be the harder brush. Let's paint the cake and the wrapper part. Now select this other color and let's paint the blue cream. And with this other color, let's color the cherry. The base color is done. Let's create another layer and set it to multiply and start drawing the shadows. We can use the Studio Pen brush. And select this color. And let's add some shadows in these parts. Let's paint some shadows here in the folds too. with the soft brush, let's add a bigger shadow here in the base of the cupcake. Return to the studio pen and add some shadows in the base of the cream. Now with this color, let's add some shadows to the frosting. To make things easier, let's go to the base color layer of the frosting and select it with the free hand. And now return to the shadows layer. This way our color can't go to the other places. It's restricted to this part of the draw. Now let's add the shadows to the cherry. Select this color and let's select the base color of the cherry. Return to the shadows layer and let's add the shadows. And now let's do the same thing with the stem. Go to the base color, select, and let's add the shadows. Now let's add some darker shadows to our cupcake. Create another layer and clipping mask and multiply. Select this color and with the studio pen, let's add these darker shadows. These shadows are very subtle, so we won't add a lot of them in the draw. This part we don't need any shadow. Select this other color. And add some more here. Now the darker shadows on the frosting, select this color. We can do that same trick we did before. Let's just go to the base color layer and select, and return to the darker shadows layer. Now the cherry, select this pink here, this purple, go to the base color of the cherry and select, and return to the darker shadows layer, and let's paint it. And also the stem. Now we will need to blend these shadows a little. Let's start with the lighter shadows. Go to the frosting layer, base color layer, and select and invert. And now return to the shading layer. And let's blend this part of the wrapping. Blend always following a vertical line. Now let's blend the frosting, but before go to the frosting layer, select and return to the shadows layer, and now we can blend. This part we need to blend always following the frosting lines, the frosting directions. We won't blend all the parts of the shadows, just some transitions. Let's just unselect our selection and start blending the cherry. To create some more gradient, let's erase some parts of these shadows. For this, let's create a mask. Let's go to the eraser and with the soft brush, let's erase just these upper parts of our cupcake. With a mask, we can erase some parts of our draw and they won't be deleted for good. Now, the difference? I just unselect that texture layer and I will also reduce its opacity a little bit. It needs to be very subtle. Now go to the darker shadows layer and with the round brush, let's blend these shadows. I'm once again doing that trick, selecting the base color layer, so when blending the shadows, it won't go through the other side. Now we can continue to blend our shadows. Here I will just unselect our selection and return to the blending. Now all the shadows are blended. We can now create another layer and clipping mask. Set it to overlay with the opacity around 8%. Select this color and with the Studio Pen brush, let's add some highlights. Now with the round brush, let's blend a little too. Very softly, just to make the borders a little less rigid. Let's now create our second highlight layer. Create another layer, then clipping mask, and select this pink. Let's set it to end with opacity around 40%. Add some more highlights. Let's change our brush to the soft brush and paint some highlights in this side. And adjust its opacity to 10%. With and without. We can go now to the Lineart layer and unselect Alpha Lock, and let's set it to Hard Light. It's a very subtle change, and let's also blend it a little with the Gaussian blur. Let's return to our highlights layer and create another layer above. With this color and the studio pen, let's add some toppings over our frosting. Just go making small dots with random sizes. Create another layer, clipping mask, set it to edge with the opacity 40%, and this color and the soft brush very small size, just make some dots over these other dots that we already did. To give it a 3D look. Let's add one more layer of details. Create another layer, set it to add, select this color and the driven snow brush. Let's add some particles and some glow to give the impression that there is some glitter on the cupcake. Now let's add some final lights and shadows details. Let's go to this base color here and select. You can save this selection in case if we need it again. Just create another layer and with this color here and the soft brush, let's add some shadows on this side of the cupcake. Now we can change the layer to multiply and also set it to opacity 65. Create another layer, select this color and let's paint the ambient light. And set this layer to overlay, opacity 8%. Create another layer and select this color with the soft brush and let's add some bouncing lights, some reflected lights. And set this layer to hard light. You can also adjust its opacity to 8%. Let's also add the shadow of the cupcake. Just grab this color and create another layer above the sketch layer. With the studio pen, let's draw a circle. To draw a perfect circle, draw a circle and don't take off your pen off the screen. Just hold it a little bit. Then the circle will become perfect. And just drag and drop the color inside. I will just adjust its size. And we can also blur the borders with the Gaussian blur. 90%. Let's adjust its opacity. Can be 30%. Some final details now. In the lighter shadows layer, I think we can adjust its opacity. Can leave it at 70%. Let's just unselect the background color and click the last layer. Copy canvas and paste. Now we have a flattened version of our cupcake above all of the other layers. And with it, we can adjust a little the colors of our cupcake. Let's change it to, can be overlay or hard light. You can choose whatever you want. And simply adjust its opacity. I will set it to overlay and the opacity 30%. And that's it. Our cute cupcake is done. Thanks for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that you learned something. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.